we celebrate Black History Month, today we are focusing on a story about some of our bravest veterans.
The U.S. Marine Corps was the last branch of the military to desegregate. And a new documentary is chronicling the journey of the first African-American Marines from training to World War II and beyond.
That's right. We sat down with one of the gunnery sergeants to learn about the Montford Point Marines.
From 1942 to 1949, a few brave African-American men changed the face of the United States Marine Corps forever.
Named after their first camp, the Montford Point Marines were trailblazers.
Starting on 1 June 1942, blacks were finally allowed to sign up to be recruited for the Marine Corps.
Retired Master Gunnery Sergeant Joe Geter of the U.S. Marine Corps shares the valuable history of our first African-American Marines, starting with the training.
Montford Point Camp was a segregated camp. We felt indignity that was thrown at us.
The first recruits started from scratch after they were dropped off at a rundown camp.
Had dilapidated buildings, they had no running water, absolutely no electricity. So those first recruits that arrived in 1942 literally had to build their own camp.
They faced tough training and abuse from some white Marines. But when black drill instructors came the next year, the drills got even more intense.
Because these men realized that if these folks did not make it through the Marine Corps, it will reflect on everybody.
The training paid off. Montford Point proved to be a success.
During the World War II years, right around 18,500, 19,000 went through. And of that number, about 12,000 went overseas to serve in the Pacific.
Montford Point Marines served in some of the bloodiest struggles in the Pacific.
While they were initially only used for backups and replacements, these Marines proved themselves in combat.
And in Peleliu, the Marines were actually being overrun. And it was the black Marines that came up and brought their wounded back and brought ammo and supplies up to the front. Some of these white Marines called the black Marines the Black Angels.
Gunnery Sergeant Geter says their performance in World War II cemented their legacy of loyalty and courage.
They laid down a history on how to conduct yourself under difficult circumstances.
Today, the House of Representatives will pass a resolution giving these Marines their long overdue recognition.
In 2011, Congress unanimously passed a bill honoring the Montford Point Marines with a Congressional Gold Medal.
And we identified over 400 living original Montford Pointers that were able to travel to D.C. on June 27, 2012, where we received collectively the Congressional Gold Medal at Emancipation Hall in the U.S. Capitol.
We accept this on behalf of an incredibly grateful nation.
But the work isn't done.
So for the past 10 years, the Montford Point Marine Association has been seeking out these families. To date, we have awarded only approximately 3,000 medals.
If you know a black Marine who served in World War II, please contact MontfordPointMarines.org. You can learn more by watching ABC's docuseries titled Our America, Mission Montford Point. Check local listings for details. Rising above racism and bravely serving, we salute our first Black Marines.
We are back, and even though Black Music Month's winding down, there is still time to celebrate. We are looking at some rising stars that you should know about on the Hot List.
Apple Music's worldwide editorial team has come together to create Black Music Month, The Future, a curated list of up-and-coming talent making waves in the music industry.
It's all different types of genres from black artists who we believe are the future of black music.
Ebro Darden is the global editorial head of hip-hop and R&B for the streaming service, and he introduces us to 4 of the highlighted stars you should know about. First up, Abel Salachwe. The South African cellist is on his way to make the sound of classical music mainstream with his debut album titled Where Is Home, which drops this September.
A lot of people think of black music as just hip hop and R&B, so it was important for us to highlight the black musicians starting to lead the way in new classical ideas.
Up next is Lucky Day.
He's a great songwriter, he's got style, he's got presence, and great vocal styling.
His latest album, Candy Drip, came out in March, and it follows his 2019 Grammy-nominated debut studio album, Painted.
He's from the great city of New Orleans. Obviously, that influence of where he grew up comes across on his album, Candy Drip.
Let's move on to a star representing the west coast of Africa, Amare. She released her debut album, The Angel You Don't Know, in 2020, and it was her single, Sad Girls Love Money, that picked up steam last year after a remix version of it went viral on TikTok.
It was a really big record in Los Angeles and other regions around America and the world. Amare has put out some great projects representing Ghana.
We're wrapping it up with Baby Tate.
No, but for real, I think the pettiest person I know, she go by Baby Tate. Let's go.
In 2019, she also had a social media viral hit song titled I Am, next to Flo Milli. Now the Atlanta star is showing off her latest single titled Petty.
Phenomenal MC, rapper, music maker, concepts are great. Just a great artist out of Atlanta.
Said that I was petty, I meant it.
And that's your glimpse into the future of Black music.